President Trump bans travel from Europe for 30 days and the NBA cancels the season. The world economy is about to experience supply and demand destruction on an unprecedented scale. At the very least, we are modeling major cutbacks in global consumer spending that will affect Q2 GDP sharply, but will also spill over in Q3 and probably Q4 of 2020. The problem with the current coronavirus crisis is that it is not quantifiable. And if there is anything markets hate more than anything is the uncertainty of not being able to quantify a problem. We simply don't know how long the problem will last and its economic cost. During the 2008 crisis, we knew more or less what the problem was, and we were able to quantify it and what the policy response might be. And speaking for myself, I was not worried much because I knew the policy response, meaning asset purchases at the time, would solve the problem. This time around, however, I have to admit I am not sure of the scope of the problem or what the policy response might be. It's not sure if the US will enter recession, but Europe and Japan, which were already flirting with recession, are almost a sure bet. And as a policy response, the Fed is expected to cut its benchmark rate to 0 next week, but there's not much interest rates could do for demand and supply destruction when dealing with an exogenous event such as the coronavirus. Against this backdrop, equities have already been repriced, but the question is, does the correction have more to the downside, or is the market overdoing it? Please note, markets usually go to extremes, both to the upside and to the downside. And looking at the valuation of most equities, my initial thoughts are that the markets are way ahead of themselves. However, the way ahead of itself applies less to stocks that are in the major indices. Most large and mega cap stocks might correct even more. But when looking at smaller companies, the market has literally decimated their valuation. So is this value destruction warranted? Difficult to say, but please keep in mind that equities have gone higher in all cases in similar corrections and panics in the past. Thank you.